It's 9 o'clock. Any night of the week. What time is it? It's time for the Mel. Hello, folksicles. It is 9 o'clock. Monday night. We have lost track of the days. I'm seeing posts on Facebook. Yeah. For everyone who's in isolation and who isn't still going to work on like a rota, the days have just disappeared. I'm starting to see posts from parents. Yeah, about losing it with the kids and that sort of stuff. One of our friends lost it with their teenagers. Almost lost it. Yeah, tequila in the afternoon. Oh, yes. We have entered week 2 of Isolation's Reach. Me reaching out to you lot in my isolation. Now, got a little bit of a runny nose. Who knows? Who knows? I have been out in the cold today, though. And I haven't long been in the house, to be truthful. Yeah, and we do know I've got a little bit of a smoker's cough. So, yeah, who knows? Could be a COVID cough. Might not be a COVID cough. But I'm feeling well. Yeah, so that's the main thing. Nurgle is unwavering in Battle Phase 2. Yeah, Terrainiacs around the globe. I see all of you chatting. I see people on... Right, we're apparently connected on all the platforms tonight. Wonderful. Not symptoms. What aren't symptoms? A cough and a runny nose? They are in the UK. High fever and a persistent cough is the main symptoms, isn't it? The two key ones. And then there's a whole raft of other things like, you know, if your dog walks round in a right-hand circle, that means you've got it based on things I've seen on Facebook, as you know. Right, so don't panic until Mel stops streaming. It'll take a lot to stop me streaming, mate. Yeah, Dr. Mel. Medic Mel. It's not coronavirus cough. I don't think it's persistent enough to be a coronavirus, and I think my little sniffle, to be truthful, is more to do with the fact that I've been in the studio for most of the day. Yeah, and I've only just got back in the warm, and the synapses are just, not synapses, sinuses are just, adjusting. Ah, I see Jason in the chat. Hello, buddy. Yeah, did you get the microphone arm email? Yes, Nottingham, I did. I've chewed through it. We're about halfway to where I want to be. So if we raise 35 quid in this show, yeah, high target, always aiming high, folks. Hey, Lee, welcome aboard. I still want those t-shirts. We and Jay should be working on that. I think we'll chat about it tomorrow. Did you bring your bolt action army home? No, I haven't. I've brought a few other bits. I was in the studio taking some photos and that sort of stuff, to be truthful. I was quite lucky. The studios, they're empty. I mean, they're empty normally. So in this isolation malarkey, yeah, they're completely empty. Yeah, and so I can go there. Yeah. Nice one, Daniel. Thank you. We are on the way. Thank you, Daniel Lutz. Thank you, buddy. I will crack on. So, yes, I went to the studios. Yeah, let's put a smile on my face. So, starting early always does. You lot. Anyway, went to the studios because obviously I've got the studios to myself. Yeah, I can work there. Yeah, now obviously Mel is still recovering and that sort of stuff. It's first proper day out on my own to the studios since isolation clapped down, and I was previously, I was meeting Jason in the studio before, and so I went in. Hi Mel, got my t-shirt today, just waiting for my cups now. Nice one, Anthony. What's the t-shirt like? Do you like the quality, mate? Quite curious. Yeah, but anyway, as I said, hit the studio. Yeah, I can potter around, and now I've moved quite a bit of stuff out and into the second studio, where I've got like my basin and all that sort of stuff, and my workbench and that sort of stuff, my messy stuff that I can't do around my expensive cameras. Yeah, it's on the up. So, still no Streamlabs, link in the description. I will sort that shortly. I know why that is. Yeah, and we need to fix that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I can get back into the studio. So I'm going to be balancing it a bit and getting back in, pottering and that sort of stuff. I mean, right, so that's the Mel update for today. Yeah, bit of admin, personal admin this morning. That got ticked off. Yeah, then get stuck into the day jobs. And then streaming with you guys. And then I'm going to take a nice relaxing evening tonight and just potter. Yeah. Right, now I wanted to right. We need Pammy the pandemic panic panda. Pammy, we need Pammy the pandemic panda. This pandemic will be over by the time I pronounce that correctly. It's good, mate. I got a blue one. Nice one, buddy. I like that. So, Pammy the pandemic panic panda. So what's going on in pandemic land? And we only need to keep this brief because we do have these daily updates. Yeah, obviously it's a Monday, so all the officials have gone back to work. Because now we're getting more senior people on our daily briefings. Do you really need to take weekend off? You know what I mean? Yeah. Our government is safe in the hands of the day-to-day hands of Boris, who's locked up in a room. So I'm feeling rather safe, to be perfectly honest. Politics aside. Yeah. Gove's running out and about. Okay. Right. And generally, politics has come down to... Thank you, David Davison. Another smile on my face. Right, that's £2.50 we're up. £2.50. We're getting there. If everyone chips in like this, we'll nail it. So anyway, politics in the UK. You've got the scientists who are basically saying, yeah, what you're doing is really good. Keep doing it. Yeah, and yeah, we've got a long way to go, or we've got a way to go until it starts getting really busy, but we're preparing, you're helping lots. Which is the, which, if we're honest, yeah, is the sensible thing to say. Now, what I've noticed with all the politicians is, yeah, they're getting bombarded by questions of, how long is this going to go on? Yeah, and they are doing their level best to avoid that question. New way of social distancing is called a PCZ, personal combat zone. We're going to end up walking around with hula scoops. If you want to know where the fashion of the future comes from, yeah, you know, with the big like hula skirts that you see on the sci-fi films and the silver hair, the hula skirts are going to come from social distancing, and the silver hair is going to come from that damn I'm going to dye my hair green tonight thing on Facebook. If you reply to it, then you're in the game. Yeah, they said I was in the game. I disagreed. Game over. Right, you should make Pammy official merch. What do you think, Pam? Keep Chase busy, that would. Do you make backgrounds for reptile cages? No, I don't, mate. It's not something I do. If you're after vivariums and aquariums and stuff like that, go check out Lizard Landscapes. Okay? Just be prepared for the interesting infomercial halfway through his video. It'll take you by surprise, but stick with the video because the content's good. No worries, Dan. Politicians listening to scientists a year ago who would never thought that would happen. Do you know what? It's a pandemic, but it's nice to see a little bit of sense in politics and a little bit of respect and them playing along better than they did. More Vagor is asking, out of curiosity, do you play the good old Hero Quest? I play all versions of Hero Quest, including the good old version of which I have 2 box sets. Mel doesn't need to dye his hair, he'll just flock it instead. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. So that is basically the update. I think we all know what the update is around the world. Yeah, we're in this now, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we're in this now. I don't think we're going to get out of it, to be perfectly honest. In fact, we're not going to get out of it. We are going to have to deal with it. Yeah. Oh, Gold Tree, thank you. It's going to appear on the screen in a second. Wait for the ding-a-ling. Hair, egg, calm down, knots. Okay, why aren't we getting a ding-a-ling on that? We got a ding-a-ling! Thanks for all the tutorials over the years, Mel. Thank you, Goldty UK. Stream hero. You certainly are, mate. You certainly are. Right, that's 4. What are we up to? $6.50. It's going to be one of those like auctions, isn't it? Where the auctioneer's like, really, am I going up by 50p's? Is that what I'm doing today? When you watch those auction shows, I don't mind going up by 50p's. The fact that you throw anything my way, it's a bloody miracle, to be perfectly honest. Right. Osprey Books are giving away free, giving Frostgrave PDF rules away for free at the moment. Grab them while you can, guys. I think there's a new version coming out as well, isn't there? They may be wanting to get you hooked before they bring out the new shiny stuff. I hear that's what these people do. You're responsible for the fact that I spent over 50p on phone board. Must have been good phone board then, mate. Right. Now, with that all done, tech update. I managed to put a Giganet Ethernet card in one computer. I'm just got to get the Windows 10 to recognize an external NAS drive. I've got to throw a gig Ethernet card into that computer. And other than the the webcam, which I believe has still not got a delivery date, and we will see. And in fact, let's see, because I'm curious. Orders. Not yet dispatched. And it doesn't have, no, so what you call it? We're just going to have to wait for that one. I need to move that webcam down. Yeah, so it's more with eye level, don't I? I suppose I could use one of the spare mic stands. We'll have to see. I'm for low pay for now 3 weeks, so chance to catch up with a pile of grey plastic crack addiction. Nice one, nice one. I think we're all doing a bit of that. I've got, yeah, I've got a. Thank you, Martin. Every little counts. Right, we are up to. I'm going to have to keep a count of this. Right, we're up to 650. I think 850. I like the way this is going. Because I won't be able to count these. Now these super chats will disappear into what you call it. I haven't seen any PayPals come in. I would be leaving what you call it, Adepticon, in an hour and 53 minutes now. So right now, me and Jace would have been sitting in O'Hare, what you call it, airport in Chicago, waiting for our flight to leave after a brilliant time at Adepticon. Gutted. Gutted, gutted, gutted. What can you say? If you're deducting fees, if I'm deducting fees, it goes down, but I'll take the fees. I mean, it's YouTube, it's like a third. Right. But we make the best of a bad situation, don't we, guys? And we just keep calm and crack on. So I need to charge my phone because it's almost dead. Lots of phone calls and that sort of stuff today. Yeah. I'll put it over here so that I can see it. It is what it is. It certainly is, Ryan. You know, we've just got to accept that. There's going to be a lot of changes. I mean, I think in the UK we're looking at. I mean, they said for anyone at risk, they want to put them in isolation for, what you call it, for, I think, 12 weeks. I mean, I haven't had a letter off the NHS yet with regards to how at risk I am. So I'm taking that as a good sign. Yeah. I haven't seen on Facebook anyone posting about receiving their letters yet. So at the same time, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes, to be perfectly honest. But I've got to play it on the safe side and just keep, you know, as isolated as physically possible. Yeah, until we know what's going on. Not an easy situation, but, you know, we do the best with it. And I'm lucky enough that I can connect with you guys and that sort of stuff. And the kids are there when they want a video call and that sort of stuff. So it's all good. And at the end of the day, what a job to be stuck doing. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that the chat may have frozen. We'll see. isolated as physically possible. I think that's the best you can do in these situations. Right, let me put Pammy, the panic panda, back. And we're going to pull out some terrain. So we were messing with stuff, weren't we? What we were messing with? That's what we were messing with. Hope these chat streams are helping keep the black dog away. Yeah, actually, I'm doing all right. I'm actually doing very well on that count. I got my NHS letter a week ago. It stated 12 weeks on mine. That's a good sign. Hoping they come up with a shot before I catch it. Fingers crossed for you, Bill. So maybe I'm not getting a letter. Maybe I'm all right. See, but the problem is I've been diagnosed with a chest problem, but it hasn't been graded. So basically I've been diagnosed with a smoker's chest. Yeah, it's not cancer, okay? So it's not spreading or anything like that. And, you know, lifestyle choices and all those sort of things will improve it. And I am working on all of those, okay? But I haven't been graded, so I don't know how bad it is. Now, I'm not on oxygen. I can manage to talk to you guys for like 2 hours without, you know, I know I take a deep breath every so often. But I do find physical stuff now, watch it a little bit, you know what I mean? I have to pace myself. Rachel's mum hasn't had her letter yet, mate. Right, and from what I know of Rachel's mum, she would get a letter. So perhaps it's a delayed thing. Do you know what I mean? We'll just have to roll with it. Like I say, I don't know, but I'm just being sensible in the meantime. You know, err on the side of caution. Yeah, which I think is the best thing. Pammy will keep you safe. Actually, I am safe, to be perfectly honest. And I think, you know, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Bill. I certainly do hear what you're saying. And I think lots of things. 1.5 million letters is a lot to post, to print and post. A lot. Yeah, I think you're right, Jace. I do think you're right. So we're just going to have to see how that pans out, aren't we? Yeah. But I think the important thing is, in the meantime, we just keep calm, crack on, and play it sensible. What else can you do? So with that, should we crack on with some terrain? Because that seems the most sensible thing to do, doesn't it? Right. Okay, come on. Right, Rita's not playing. Here, this is Rita. Rita really just isn't playing. Yeah. And here we go, what you call it. Here's the death shot. The gratuitous death shot. Now, a comment was made yesterday about cam number, face cam. There we go. That does not look right. Let's stick with that, eh? You need to be played in city centres. I need to be played in city centres. Ooh, smoke and mirrors, people. Smoke and mirrors. Magic. Right. So, yeah. The whacker. Yeah. Right, this is our, what you call it, extractor stack. Yeah, the idea of we're making a... Actually, I quite like me in that corner. That's a bit better, isn't it? Now I'm wondering whether I should extend, what you call it. There you are. It's about... I've got to figure out how I switch those off. Right. Obviously, we're adjusting on the fly here. But we're tweaking it. And that's the whole purpose of all of this. Nobody puts Mel in the corner. Mel just put Mel. Not Right. So we need some pipe work. Oh, Jesus, I can just imagine the comments. So we've got this pipe going from here. Or should I turn it upside down and something like that? Left a bit, there's a slight gap. Right. So, built this. What we want to do is set off the actual generators off it that we want to combine into it. We want to use these pipes as a way of offsetting them, as a manner of speaking, yeah, to basically push them away and basically expand the base. I'm going to leave you two. I'm not even going to read those comments. You lot are awful. Damn awful. Right, so. What did it? This is the fusion reactor. Reactor 1. And that's what we're calling it. Open saying? Right, so what I'm going to try and do is figure out how I want to attach these generators on. Now, I can attach the pipes. I don't want to attach the generators because I've got to go and spray prime everything. Yeah? Is anyone an orc player? My lad is. But then again, he's a bit like an orc, to be truthful. Now, we could do something like that. Yeah, so if I spin it round so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So. But that brings it way too close, way too close. Could we go, that one would be in, I need a longer pipe. No other argument for it. I need more pipes. Yeah. So let's put some pipes together. And then with a few varieties, hopefully we can come up with something that works. Right, we need some pipe ends. I do have to actually be careful because this uses a hell of a lot of pipe curves, to be truthful. And that's not something I'm very happy about. Right, so. Yeah, that's got clips on. Blade. Other blade. Cutting time. For the greater good. Ugh. Now you're sounding like my son. Hey, Podin. Looks like Starbug on a diet. I'm just going to let you lot just rip it. Fill your boots, guys. Out of interest, how are we sounding tonight? Apart from the cough. Is the audio good? Right, I should have started. Why did I? Yeah, sounds good here. Sounds great. New mic is doing an amazing job. I'm liking it, to be truthful. I've been doing quite a few test recordings, you know, with the idea of us doing the doing that with me using the webcams as a way of filming my actual video content. But don't bounce the table. We see this is why. You see, that is why we need the sort of flexible arm that mounts off something that isn't the table. Because unfortunately, yeah, having a great mic, not this one, hello, don't. Don't. Yeah, having a great mic is all well and good, but one of our problems that we have right now is that it's on the table, and I'm not a podcaster. I'm a model maker. Yeah, so I tend to work on my table. Right. Let's do this one. Probably easier to clip them, actually. Rather than losing my fingers with my clippers in a clipping-related accident. I haven't got the health and safety book here either, have I? I'd have to report myself again. Kind of reporting yourself to the health and safety executive. Right. What am I thinking? Right, actually, that's what I was thinking. I spotted we have some PayPals. Right. Okay, where were we? Because we've got some people to thank. Right, from our Henrik. Yeah, Henrik sent a tenner in. We're up to 1850. That's halfway to the... Yeah, well, that's a quarter of the way to the halfway that we needed. Yeah, so we're about 18 quid off. We're on a winner. Thank you, Henrik. And also, Dave B's in. Come on, show me the notification. Come on. I'm going to have to tie this into what you call it. Keep going, mate, Dave is saying. I will keep soldiering on, buddy. I will keep soldiering. He sent a £5 for the pot. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right, so that's another 15 in it. Of course, because it's come direct to PayPal, minimal fees. They're next to nothing. We may be ordering a mic. Watch it. And then we can start this. You guys will have upgraded the stream once again. Mel, it's only very major things that have to be reported to HSE. Yeah, but I've been responsible for some major disasters in my studio. Am I a responsible, safe boss to work for? Ask yourself that question. Do I ensure I make sure I wear my own PPE? Or is it PPP? Have you noticed how the papers are starting to add more P's to that? It used to be personal protective equipment. Now it's personal, now it's personal, whatever it is. I've seen one, yeah, that had 4 P's in it. 4 P's and an E. Why? Wasn't PPE good enough? Oh, and we've lost YouTube from the comments. The on-screen chat is now the domain of the Facebookers and the YouTube and the Twitchers. Yeah. Let me pop out the YouTube chat from here so I can keep track of your chats. See? Fully prepared. I'm getting used to this, to be perfectly honest. Right, so basically, if an injury puts you off work for a week or more, I've done loads of stuff to myself that has put me off work for a week or more. Is there a fine if you don't report yourself? What if I'm not allowed to work for myself? Personal pandemic protection equipment? Come on then, right. 3 P's and an E. Let's have your best guesses. Oh, not the YouTubers. Han on Twitch is like, yeah, I'm jumping on this. I am having this screen time. Damn you, damn you, YouTubers. We've got the comments now, which is quite ironic because all our PPE things, yeah, they're not going to come up now. This comment is from YouTube. Rich is trying to test it to see if it comes up on screen. Tam's coming in with personal protective and preventative equipment. Yeah, well, I could go with that one, Tam. Do you think because they've added an extra P? PPPPPPE, personal provided personal pandemic protective equipment. You're welcome. The Voosh version, pretty personal protective equipment. Do you no longer see YouTube comments? Well, clearly I can see the YouTube comments because I'm reading them. Yeah, they're just not getting fed through Restream, so they're not appearing on the screen. So I can see them on the YouTube dashboard, yeah, but not through Restream. So yes, I can see your comments, folks. Chat to me. Don't worry. Right, where's my glue? Personal, private, pandemic, proper, protective, preventive, positively popping equipment. I think that nails all of the options there. Personal panda protection equipment. Pandemic panda protection equipment. Now that's something we could get into. This is just going to get sillier and sillier. I like it. Right, let me glue some tubes. So I want one at least this long because that'll extend it much longer. Come on. Now I've got to let it cool down. Pammy the pandemic. Pammy the panic pandemic. Don't be trying to mix my riddle up. The YouTubers shall rise up. Not seeing them from the Twitch side. Yes, you're not seeing them from the Twitch side. That's because Restream isn't sharing. Yeah, because it's not connected. I'll give it a little refresh. Let's see if that does it. Right, we shall see. Still doesn't say it's connected. Ooh. They still do play these games, watch at YouTube and Restream. Why can't we all just get on? That's all we want, isn't it? Pyrotechnic Prometheum Evacuation. I don't think that's what PPE stands for. Not in the real world, maybe in here. So, attach that to that. Right. What was the purpose of taking the lighter to the needle? The purpose is it burns out all the plastic glue. So when you have when you have plastic glue and you have a blocked nozzle, all you've got to do is just take a lighter, put it to it, let the glue catch fire and burn and cremate itself out. The important thing is don't touch the nozzle. Yeah, it's a brass nozzle, I think it's a brass nozzle. Yeah, but because it's thin metal, it gets hot very quick and it retains that heat. Yeah, so it's very easy to think that that it's cool and it's not. So just give it a couple of seconds to cool down. The other thing is let it cool down before before you use it, because otherwise the heat in the metal will sort of like bake the glue again. Yeah, but the flame will clean it off basically and it unblocks it. Certainly easier than taking a sewing needle to it. Yeah, much easier. Much easier, mate. Alright, actually I want to have an experiment on this one. Let's go the other way, he says. There we are. It's a bit chunky on that side, but it'll have to do. What we've got to work with. Just making sure it's lined up. Yeah, it is. Right. Right, I'm using Revel Contactor. Come on, focus. Don't think it will, but I'm using Revel Contactor. I use broken guitar string. There's various options you can use at the end of the day. Yeah, but I find with plastic glue, because it is flammable. You know, it's on the bottle. It has the flame symbol. Yeah, just burn it off. Right. So we've got this pipe as well. Now we wanted to do something with this and the great erector. The great corrector. I think I want to actually extend this even further. So let's attach that one to there. Because I'm going to need that. I'm going to need quite a bit of distance on this one. So yeah, let's do it that way. Righty-ho. It's been nice to get back into the studio, to be perfectly honest. You know, with the enforced isolation and that sort of stuff, you know. I did reach out to the authorities and check with them to make sure I wasn't breaking any regulations or anything. You know, it's kind of weird because it's like, right, they haven't really clarified what's essential work for self-employed. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, right, just double check. I suppose that's part of the problem with a lot of this stuff. You know, there isn't nice, clear guidance. And so we do struggle with, right, how do I stand on this? How do you store and transport your terrain without getting it dusty or broken? I use, I build my terrain for my storage boxes. So I plan it in advance. Yeah, there's a really good video in the Terrain Talk playlist. Yeah, Talk Terrain or Terrain Talk playlist. If you have a go, yeah, there's a video on, you know, storing terrain and tips for it and all that sort of stuff. So check out that video, mate. I think it goes on for about 10-15 minutes, so there's loads of good stuff in it for you. Right, so we're going to go for that to there. Yeah, what I want is that one. In other news, I've discovered the is it Altered Life? No, it's Altered Carbon. That was the one I watched. What's the Alternate Life? Is it on the Netflix? That's good. I'm liking that. Amazing how alien planets have fir trees. Hey, Andy? No, Altered Carbon. Yeah, I've seen Altered Carbon. Altered Carbon was okay, but damn, you gotta concentrate on it. Because if you miss one little glitch of information, yeah, you might as well be watching Lost. Because you have no clue what's going on after that. Right, who's in that skin? There we are. Constructed. Altered Carbon, read the books. Employed traders, plumbers are essential. Self-employed business consultant, not essential. Depends though. I mean, what if the traders need the self-employed business consultant? And he's essential for that, for them. Do you know what I mean? It's very easy to take a public eye view on this. But you have to sort of step back. Another life, that's it, another life. Thank you, Miss Crotchet. Westworld is much better than Altered Carbon. Wasn't much for Westworld, to be truthful. Mandalorian is supposed to be fantastic. I haven't watched it yet, to be truthful. Right, we can go off there. Yeah. That will give us quite a drop, though. And it'll still have the piece quite close. If we use that to extend off there, that's going to bring it in quite considerably. Yeah, we've got one there that we can't really use. So we could go off there. We could do that for sure. So if we went off there for one. Like that. And then if we get the other one here. Calm down. It doesn't work. Bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Could have put that the wrong way round. Could we use a smaller one? Too small? That could actually work there in hindsight. If we position it like that. Yeah. That would mean that the top pipe would need to come here, which is roughly the right sort of distance I want from it. Look at my hands waving around. Yeah, so one second, folks. Right. So if we were to go off that one, that would extend out quite wide. That would make this quite a large feature. So how can we capitalize on that? So if we put that one there, that certainly gives us more room for pipe work round here. Now that pipe work extends too far up, so that we can't. We could put something there and just have a straight sort of angle turn. We could extend that back and put that in line. Ooh. Ooh, where's my other hole? There. I would use 3 generators. Can we afford to use 3 generators? There's one down there. That's a lot on a single piece. I'll have to really ramp it up to make it a feature piece rather than a medium piece. But we could run off the idea that we have 3 generators. See? My HDMI video grabber. I'll pick one of those up at some point. My morning routine: wake up, wait till I get a YouTube note, and wait till stream comes live. Dude, add breakfast to it, man. Are you building pallets at a kit, or are you just winging it with spare bits? I'm winging it with spare bits, mate. I'm just playing with ideas, as they say. So we could do that one there. And we could put one there. We could push that back to there, to be truthful. And then, how are we going to adjust that? We'd have to bring it down and then bring it round. That's not going to be doable. No, that's not going to work. I'm trying to come up with a composition that looks good, yeah, for the piece, yeah. Also looks good for the table and works functionally. Mel, have you ever used any of the LED kits for terrain? I've used tea lights, not the LED kits. It's something I need to get into. This project might serve well for it, to be truthful. So let's say we put that one there. We just have a straight pipe to there. Where could we put the next? We could put it down that way. We could put it to there. Yeah, and fix that way. Okay. That's too far, isn't it? But if we came off, where's the other hole? Here? Somewhere there. I'm having to use the webcam to figure the position of it. If it was turned that way, no. See, I can put gantries around these areas, and that's where I'm thinking. But I'm going to need access room, aren't I? So let's keep it simple. Let's keep the two reactors down low. Yeah, but what's that? 12 foot by 10 inches. Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. We can work with that if that's too long now. What about this one? Could that work somehow? I don't see how. Ooh, but that could work that way. I like that better. I do like that better. So what else have we got? See, this is what... Why not cut the long pipe and have running underground? You could, but I want to have pipes disappearing underground. But at the same time, I want to be able to connect pieces with pipes in the future. So I need to leave some areas for connecting, if that makes any sense. What about a slurry or a coolant tank or a stack generator? I've got to be careful about what parts I use on these, to be truthful, because I'm only using the plastic kits right now. The plan is to scratch build some more in the future. Slice of cake? I'd love a slice of cake. Oh, phone. I switched the remote off. Switch my remote back on. There we go. There we are. Right. So I quite like this, and actually they're using in fact, In fact, no, that's going to go up by there, isn't it? So if we extended that one a little, perhaps, that might work. There's no option there. What else could we do? That one comes into here, like that. I quite like that. That works. It's this one that we need to work out. I think just simply extending that pipe and bringing it over to there will be enough. And the question is, do we do something with this? Or this? I mean, that could come over here to something large here. That's going to make it a hell of a feature piece, both. Unless you've only brought it over to something like a venting generator. You didn't use one of the big things. Actually, that could work. If we bring that, we might as well go. If we're going to do it, we might as well do it. The whacker looks like it would make a good feature piece. I think it would, to be truthful. I think we should. It would, and we should, so we shall. Come on, we're here to make an interesting table, so let's make an interesting table. Yeah, I've just got to make sure I retain enough parts for something big and fancy. It'll make sense. Right, so, yeah, we'll put a reactor stack over here. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll connect it via this pipe, but what we can do is we can put one of those reactor generator things in between. In fact, we can do that on all of them because I've got tons of those reactor. Perfect. That's what we'll do. Fail safes. 3 critical fail safes on it. So what we'll do is 1, 2, 3. You get a load of these things, yeah, which are like reactors, yeah, with like fail-safe reactor cores that you can pull out. Sellafield nuclear power station with a top-heavy stack. I think that's where I've seen it, to be truthful. Wilver power station. Wilver nuclear power station. I think they had one for a while. Right, so if we put these in, all of a sudden, my pipes are extended enough for what I want them to be extended enough for. Yeah, and tumble down. Yeah, that should come in here, go to there, extend that, and that should give me plenty of gantry room as well to see what we can do with that, with the Mantic stuff. So I am a happy bunny. Right, the next question is, do we go into the sides or do we put them side on? Well, if that goes side on, is that going to get in the way of that pipe? No, it's not going to get in the way of that pipe at all, is it? Well, it shouldn't. Would have to go this way round. No, that works. That works. Right, if it goes side on, is that going to clash with this pipe? It is. So we can't go side on there. Oh, tumble down. Because that's going to pull in even further. So, yeah. That kibosh is the side on thing. Unless Unless I have a longer one of these pipes. So something like this one. Yeah, but re-glued. Like that. Simples! That's going to be the weakest joint in Christendom. So if I give it a good wiggle and get that glue to bond again, it'll be fine. Yeah. So, longer pipe. Now that pushes that out to there. That works for me. Yeah, liking that. Okay. That pipe there works for me on that count. But I can swap it to that one, which will push that out just a little. Perhaps that would have been a better one than that one. Which it wasn't, because that's the one I swapped. Right, over here. That can go there. And then that leaves that path perfectly clear for our fusion reactor or our venting system or whatever we decide to call it. Yeah, there we go. Have you got blue tack to hold the mock-up? I haven't, mate, I haven't. Right, but what I can do is glue the mock-up. With that reactor, you need a cooling system. I've got the venting system built. The purgers. A couple of cooling towers could work, actually. Could work very well. I'll give that a wiggle. Put it there. And while we're doing this, we might as well glue this one on top of here, aren't we? See, once we've got the assemblies together, we can start sort of adding the scratchy pipes and that sort of stuff. It's going to be kind of challenging. Blue tack equals essential travel. Is that right, Dan? Is that right? Yeah. Somehow I'm managing to do absolutely everything off camera. There you go. That's a bit better. See, this is why we need the other webcam, isn't it? So we don't have this problem in the future. Yeah, that's still right. So we've got that in place. Yeah, next one is we decided we're going to go this way, so we need to attach this into here. Right. And once that one done, so that one goes there. Got this one over here. It's going to be a bit more iffy, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, I need to trim that off. Or take that off. Let's see. See if we can cut through it. No, I'm not going to cut through that. So, bring it here. Yeah, need to get this surface down so I can get my pipe on it. That's it. Too wavy. Actually, that's good enough to use clippers on it now. I can get purchasing. Right, move that to there. Right, and better. Still a bit of wiggle on that, actually. I could do with taking that off completely. Or swapping it out for one that hasn't got one of those bloody things on. Like this. Fixed! I'll fix that later. I'll get my jeweler's saw out. Yeah, so this one's going over there. Yeah. Nice and easy. So that's our 2 reactors. Yeah, done. And they're going to feed the system. Then we got the vent, which we know is running from here. That's going to come round and come over to this. Rather like more crossy over pipes, to be truthful. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's where it's going to end up going. That's going to be a tricky one to fix. But fix it we shall. We won't be doing it, fixing these on tonight. They'll be too fragile to lift. I'll need a base on this. Is that brass eye cake? Oh, calm down. Oh, looks like the YouTube comments are back in the stream. So, okay. We know where that's going. Yeah, might as well put the top of the vent on there. So, something like that. That's what we want to put on. Yeah, that doesn't actually fit on there properly. That is clearly too small. Is that an adapter for that? No, that looks rubbish. That's quite good. I'm guessing this is for these parts, but they're too small for that. So, no. I don't think so. Nah, I don't like that. And I want something, we need a transition, so we'll use one of these. Yeah, but we've got clips on it on that side, so we'll just take those off so it sits flat. No strawberry shortcake. Yeah, I certainly could, Tom. Damn, could sit in Bugman's and have a pint round about now. I think definitely there is definitely a visit to Bugman's on the cards after this. Do you know what I mean? When we are allowed to, you know, gather and meet, I think we should gather and meet at Bugman's, those that can, if just to share a pint. There we go. Clip that bit off. These two. Yeah, I'll drive up from the southwest for that. Might as well go shopping for the kits while I'm there. Sounds like a plan. I think we should. We'll have a Bugman's. For those who can make it to Bugman's, I mean, I am planning on going to Adepticon next year, and no one's told me it's not happening, so we'll have a meet-up at Adepticon as well. I think that sounds like a plan, don't you? I see a couple more PayPals in. Let me clip this, glue this, and we will get on it. There we go. Bits all over the carpet. Just as well, I've got a rug, isn't it? Will you sign my cushion? If you bring it, I'll sign it. Don't be getting your breasticles out. I'm not into signing anything like that. When something isn't quite designed to fit on where it's supposed to go on, you have to wiggle it to make sure it's not lopsided. I do like making terrain. Especially 40k terrain. That will be another thing I'm looking forward to. Getting the gaming on. You know what I mean? I think that should work. Although, he's off again. Although, yeah, let's change that pipe up a bit. I'm going to run out of pipe turns very quickly on this build. Very quickly. Like, almost immediately. That's okay. Is it okay? How many have you used? 1, 2. You are using quite a few bows. Yeesh. Are you making a better build? That's the question. So if we were to put one there, yeah, you're going to pull it in quite tight on that, aren't you? No, you've already used the parts on this. Stick with what you were going with. That does expand it out a bit. But there's nice room there for terrain in between it. Doesn't really, it's feeling too distant now. The joy of plastic glue that isn't quite set. Time to 3D print some 90-degree corner pipes then. Oof. Yeah, I think that's the crutch of it, isn't it? We are going to have to get into 3D printing for something like that. You know, when you're doing this sort of stuff, 3D printing becomes automatically like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? Come on, wiggle. Get sticky. Right. Let that set for a second. Right. There we go. Okay, that pulls that in tighter and I'm a lot happier with that now. A lot happier. or check plumb fittings in B&Q. I think, considering, yeah, I do like the gribbly details on these though. You don't get those on the plumb fittings. Right, so that works there. Yeah, we'll have to end cap that one. So that's done, that's done, that's done. Now what we can do is we can start to glue the bits onto these. So, yeah, we know that's got to go there, and then it's just got to meet with that bit there. So, we're only going to glue one side. Yeah. And all we've got to do is basically just make sure it lines up. Yeah, so. That's it. And it looks right and level. That looks like an even fit to me. Oh, you git. In fact, I think all we've got to really do is just line up on those pivots, haven't we? Because it's got marks on it. Yeah, so if I just line the marks up, it should be bang on anyway. He says. Quick test. Right, falling off. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Right, I'll put that one there. Everything's falling, everything. In other news, the Fenrisian Wolves are coming on nicely. Very nice. What model bits are these from? These are from the Warhammer 40k world. Right, so. Now I've got to make sure I get that right. So that was for that hole. Now we're doing for this hole. So that hole comes round here to there. This hole comes this way. Yeah, so turn it round so I can see what the bloody hell I'm doing. Never mind you lot. Yeah, and what we were going to do is, it was that one for this. It's going to have to go like that. See you later, Andy. Righty-ho. Put that on there. Drop that down. All we need to do is make sure we just get it level while it's mounted on that bit there. So that when we come back to glue it onto the central piece, it's in the right position. And then we just have to wait. Looks like great detail. There's lovely detail on them, mate. Absolutely beautiful detail. So when it comes to sci-fi kits, what do people recommend? What do you go to? Because obviously I'm always looking to explore other kits and stuff like that. I think that's done. Having a little D-Day reading before crashing. Light reading. Terrain sci-fi kits. Yeah. I explore Thingiverse. Yeah, you got a 3D printer though, haven't you, mate? That's why you explore Thingiverse. Right, so that one is pretty much done. Yeah, and that's holding. This one is done and it's holding. And I like that setup now. I like that. That works. That works really well. Yeah. And then we've just got Terrainiacs, which is this from here down to here. Yeah, and then into here. Whoa! That's close. That actually worked really well. Yeah, now before we do that, we need to glue on. So let's very quickly move those. Pegasus Hobbies kits were brilliant. They were, weren't they? I love the chemical plant. It's rare as rocking horse droppings. Also use Yegi 3D file search engine. I am so behind. Yeah. I'm so behind on all the, on all the sort of, I'm so behind on 3D printing completely, to be perfectly honest. It's an area that we are going to have to explore. Technolog looks good. Russian dude who makes very affordable plastic kits. I'll have to check him out. I haven't come across him, to be perfectly honest. Alright, this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Yeah, what I'm doing there is I've just put a file underneath the gap. There's about 2mm clearance. Yeah, so by putting a file under, I can rest this on the file and it's the perfect height rather than trying to wiggle it while I glue it onto that, which is going to be the difficult bit. Right, is it going to fit first? What's my fitting like? Pretty goddamn poor. You can get a printer for sub 150 now, or find something you want, and I could print it for you. I think I'm going to have to get into with 3D printing. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to be relying on other people to print things for me. But the thing is, I really haven't got the time just yet to invest into figuring it all out and learning a whole new skill set, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to leave that as a summer job. Oh, look at the plastic glue running. That looks to be the right angle. Stay. That's why, is it? Okay. That's a bit too far forward. Okay. Calm. It's weird. I know you lot haven't gone quiet, you're just still talking, but because I can't hear the chat and I'm not talking, it's like everyone's in suspense for me. And you're probably just ignoring it, like, it's just, what's he doing now? Come on. Oh. I don't know how well that's going to bond in the future. In fact, that's wiggled down a bit, so up a bit, in a bit. That looks like it's damn near perfect. That's good enough for me. So with that one there, this one comes around here. This one comes in here. Hey presto, now we're getting a feature build. Now we're cooking on gas. See, it's all coming together. I'm building my own terrain at the minute. Nice one, Peanut. I run Ender 3 and a Lego Mars. Photon Wash and Cure. Right, I don't even know. I've heard Ender 3 is good. Huge amount of stuff that's already been created. Why reinvent the wheel? Really nice build. People are saying, right, Defo cooking on gas now, looking epic. Yeah, it's coming together. Yeah, one of the things that we have to do is really let the pipes settle before we can sort of go in and start doing the gantries, because the last thing we need to do is knock anything. So what I want to do now is start putting on the ancillary stuff. Now I can put that on there, or I can have a chimney on there. I quite like the idea of a chimney, to be truthful. So let's do that. Even though, yeah, they're running down quick as well. I may be scratch building more than I thought. Right, so let's put that one on there. Yeah. Now we do have a vent there as well. So let's break up this roundness, the bulbness at the end of it. Damn good, man. Right, I want this, and I need one of the plates that goes with these. Cool. Good, don't I? Nah. Where's the base plate? Is there any in here? Go on. Right, now I've got to be careful because of obviously the long extender pipe. Yeah. I think we're going to be okay. So we'll move those round. And this is how I put together a feature piece. Yeah, I slowly build it up. And as I'm building it up, what I'm trying to look for, yeah, is gantry space and where I can build the other stuff around it. I don't just want a collection of industrial bits. I want it very much like my other pieces where it feels like you can get round to various different things, if you know what I mean. Right. So now I'm just doing that to rest it while I figure and I glue on this side. Yeah, because obviously I don't want to break the pipe. Right, so is that going to fit on? Yeah, okay, it's going to fit over it. Okay. I feel like I could hit that and it would twang it. Grandad, what did you do during the great 2020 lockdown? Well, kiddo, I'm not even reading that. There we go. And that sort of breaks it up a little, if you know what I mean. It stops it being so uniform. So it's good. It's good. I do like a good gribbling sessions. He'll be gribbling it all up once all the pieces are planned. Yeah, that's the idea. Get the major structures in the gantries fixed and glued, and then you can build on top of them with your garnish. You know what I mean? PayPal check. Oh, we got PayPals. Right, PayPals. Come here, my PayPalers. All right, yeah, we'll buy the arm. Point taken. 2 of you. Right, from William. Yeah, William OB. Yeah, he sent in 20 quid, which I think takes us up to what we needed definitely for the entry level arm. Yeah, and then Henrik's back. Henrik, you shouldn't. You got to stop this, man. Yeah, no message. Bree sent 40 to make sure we've got the arm. So, I'm getting a good arm. Thank you, Henrik. Yeah, thank you, buddy. So, I want to thank everyone out. Yeah, Henrik, William, Henrik again, Dave, plus all these Streamlabbers, the super chatters. Yeah, that are coming across the screen right now. Right, I'm going to have to order a mic arm. I'll do that after the show because I want to do a little bit of browsing because I need to make sure I get the right attachment. Oh, shut up. Right, so we've gribblied that up, or we've added that on. We've got our sort of pipes there that are going to go there. Yeah, this is going to come round to, lost the glue, to here. This one's going to come in on this side. And so gantries up here, possibly. We're going to have to figure the gantries tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, folks, to be perfectly honest. See, I've got 40k gantries and I've got Ronnie gantries. So what sort of height have you got? Right, the 40k gantries would clear the, would definitely clear the height of the reactors. So we can have gantries going over the top of the reactors. Should really trace your layout on paper. I don't need to in this case because there's only so many pipes they can attach to, and because they're distributed by height, yeah, it's not going to affect there's only one hole it can go into, if you know what I mean. There may be 3 of them, but each one will only fit in one hole. But all 3 holes will remain fixed and fully fixed once they have. So it's consistent when you're planning the gantries. Well, I tend to build on the fly. I like the idea of like the mechanical stuff will have been built, yeah, to work. And then the engineers have gone along and designed the gantries that go around the pipes and that sort of stuff. And I like that sort of idea. Yeah. So you planning on making a whole 40k game board of this stuff? Yeah. Yeah, mate, I am. Yeah. And then some. I mean, what you could do. I know this is for this other feature build. That isn't going to fit there now, is it? What a shame. Right, my next task is going to be start cutting out white squares and slowly putting a little tacking these on with a little bit of hot glue whilst we attach gribblies and pipes and figure out what we're going to do. Question, can you use the gantries to solidify it and make it more sturdy? I don't intend to use the gantries to attach to it. Okay, the reason being is it'll be too haphazard. Yeah, and I don't need gantries to sturdy it up. What I need is basically once it's on an actual mount. But what I do is I use the gantries as a sort of way of protecting the pipes from getting knocked and stuff like that. All your bases belong to us, surely. Calm down. Calm down. I know that trick. I know that game. Right, we haven't had another PayPal, have we? No, that's Henrik. He hasn't done it twice, has he? No, he hasn't. That's all right. Didn't know if he'd pressed the button twice or what. But thank you, mate. So that's the battle plan. We need to let these dry. I need to cut some bases. Yeah, and then what we can start to do is assemble them together. Start working out where gribblies, computer consoles, cans, yeah, that sort of stuff is. Yeah. Next thing is we need to start like spraying up the base assemblies. And that's a studio job. Yeah, a masked up studio job. But once that's done, we can start to put them back on the base. Yeah, it's sort of going to get a bit funky with this one, I think. But the stages of build. But it is coming together nicely. Now, next job. We've done all those. I want some other little reactors. And I have to figure out how we're going to do these. What have we got left? You see, we've got a couple of half domes. Yeah, we've got a couple more reactors, but I'm running out of those quick. We've got a metric ton of pipes. Metric ton. We'll have to figure out what we're doing with them. I have an idea. But yeah, that'll work fine. That'll work perfectly. Yeah, I know what I'm doing with my pipes. Could you model and cast in resin some bits for yourself? Yeah, you can do that. As long as you're not selling them, that's fine. You can also, you can also use like molding putties and stuff like that. I got loads of the Robo Gear terrain kits from a car boot sale near my village. That's the Pegasus Hobby stuff. It's brilliant. I've got some of that down there we can use. So we can do something with these to make the smaller reactor pieces. I quite like that. We've got plenty of these pipes. So these pipes could go in there. So I'm getting this sort of arrangement. I don't know how many curves I've got. But if we could rearrange it like that, that might look a bit funkier. Take it from there. So there's definitely smaller pieces we can do with this. I would have liked them to be larger, but I actually quite like how big and impressive this is, if you know what I mean. Well, it seems to be holding itself in the air now. And that's a pretty damn good fit. Looks like it's slightly off, but I ain't gonna worry about that. I can just glue it, and then if I need to cover it over with a tarp, I can. You see, that's what you can do on these sort of builds, yeah? Because it's an industrial, I'm doing it run down. I'm going to throw tarps over dodgy bits that haven't had the mold lines cleaned and that sort of stuff. It's quicker to hide them like that than it is to actually file them off and fiddle around when you've got, oh, I need to put green stuff, yeah, in this, smooth it off, and then when it's dried, I need to clean it up. Now I just need to stick a bit of bog roll in some watered down PVA, slap that over it, and paint it brown, and give it a couple of washes of Devlon mud. What the hell are you lot going on about now? Well, you're on your weird laws things, are you? Mel, it's just occurred to me how great a viewing centre around that third thing would be if you were to cut out a middle section and replace it with windows. Somewhere around here. Yeah, or maybe on here. Maybe for a future build, mate. It's illegal to sell fish in Tamworth on a Sunday. That's a weird one. So do the supermarkets not put it out, or do you just ignore the law? Oh, because it's obviously clearly a backdated one. Any public house that ends in inn, i.e. gate in, has to give you a room for the night if you ask. I did know that. Unless it's full, Anthony. Tell you what, you lot are sticklers. Right, I'm going to put that bit up there. I have a feeling that pipe's going to fall off eventually. We'll cover it with a tarp. We'll super glue it and cover it with a tarp. Yeah. Right, so we've got that one done. We've got this one. We can put these up. Come on, Pammy, you'll have to budge your backside up. She's lost the bandana, poor girl. Right. It's a puppy. Right, we've got the vent. That can go up there. And then we've got... Ooh, it's buzzing. Yeah, the other extractor. So that is coming together nicely. Yeah, clicky click. So yeah, that's coming together nicely, guys. Right. If you're wire cutters in your back pocket, you can go to jail in Texas. Is that true? Damn. Just let me check that. Make sure it's not an emergency. Okay, understand, I'm in isolation. Okay? So clearly, I haven't been around the kids' house or anything like that. I had a message off Willow. Dad, where would the TV remote be? I'm just going to have to reply to my daughter, folks. For my TV, I have no idea. Haven't lived. No idea, darling. Been a while. How do you say it's been like months since I've seen something like that? Been a while. Oh, I should. Love you loads. There you go. The random questions you get asked. Dad, have you seen my TV remote? I've been in isolation for a week. How the hell do I know where you've lost your TV remote? She's come back. I've got to check it. Okay. XXX. Love you too. There you go. Have you seen my TV remote? Why would I have seen your TV remote? Right. So we've got that. I'm just playing around now because we've got more connectors. You know where I'm like with connectors. Love the things. That explains something. Okay. What can we do with that? That's just, no. I'll leave that there. Send your dad to change the channels. It'd be a long walk, mate. Plus, I'm in isolation. Right, okay. Looks like you lot are just rebelling now. I am going to tell you what. We are coming up on the time. Yeah, I've done quite well tonight. I'm quite chuffed with my progress. Thinking that one out, that was a challenge. So thanks for your help with that, guys. Tomorrow we'll be attaching them onto some bases. I'll be able to show you some of the other feature builds. We've got a few little bits to fix. Then a few more little bits to fix. And then we'll be working out the gantries on this one. Yeah, so we can start setting that up. So guys, pardon me. There you are. Right guys, you know the drill now. I am winding up the show and I want to end it on a good one. Now listen, if you have enjoyed it, the links are down below where you can support the show. But you support the show by showing up. So I'm quite happy. And we've got the arm, which I'll jump onto next. Yeah, so no more sort of sounds. Yeah, that's it. You're already off. Give me a hell yeah. Come on, it's 10 characters. Doesn't matter if you haven't typed a comment all show. It's 10 characters. Put your paintbrush down, grab your keyboard. It's 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, and 1 tap to put a smile on my face. That's wonderful, folks. Right, I will be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Yeah, we will be carrying on this, and I'll see you soon. All the best, yeah? Ta-ra.